everybody, Chris with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal in Palm Beach County, Florida. We are at a house right now where it is being sold tomorrow. Well, it's closing tomorrow. This is for a realtor that we know through one of our networking groups, and we are taking everything else that's in this house. There's more, don't worry. This is a super heavy fucking table, and I have my helper coming to help me with that. Tanya has to take care of some things, so he's just gonna help me with the whole job. Interesting thing happened here. So we actually quoted this job a couple of months ago, and the homeowners were like, yeah, we don't want to pay that, we'll deal with it ourselves. Anyways, so the realtor sent me over the videos, and I was like, oh, it looks like they got rid of a lot, because this is what I saw was in here. And I wanted to come here just to double check though, and make sure before I have my helper come and, you know, just make sure everything is right. And I'm glad I did, because this looks so nice and organized, doesn't it? You know why? Because they set it up for staging for photos. You wanna know where all the crap went? To the garage. And they didn't send me this photo. Not a ton, probably about 2 cubic yards worth of stuff though. Still gonna take a few minutes to bag up everything. They didn't include the grill. And in the garage, very grainy photo when we got to this point. So all this stuff here was upstairs, like the lamps and the bed frame. This coffee table was in the living room. This thing was over in the dining room. This was over in the living room. Those pictures were in a different room. And I'm like, huh, he almost pulled a quick one on me. Not intentional, we know the realtor, but I'm glad I came here to double check. Because like even in the photo, like a lot of this stuff looked like it did before. And when I was looking at the photos, I was like, there are a couple of things missing, but the things missing are what we had written down in our notes, which is why I love my invoice app, photos, and then we can edit in details. The things that are missing are things we weren't taking in the first place, like the generator and the wet vac and some little crap on the side. So I was like, realistically, the only things that actually changed here was 1 bathroom cabinet worth of stuff, which was not a lot. The pantry in the dining room, again, not a lot. And some things in the kitchen, again. All those together could loosely fill 1 brute trash can. So I sent her over a new estimate because I based off of what I saw in the videos, just counted cubic yardage. It looked like they took care of all the bagging, easy. I did a truck plus a heavy item fee for that. And I just sent over the new one at a truck and an eighth, a reduced eighth. And the heavy item fee for still for this, because fuck this thing. And I sent over, I think, instead of sending over a whole bagging fee, because that used to be more expensive, now we just do 15-minute increments of time. I sent over that, which was reduced. So a little extra to cover the extra work that we have to do that wasn't included, but still being somewhat fair because we know the realtor. But she said that's fair. I was like, I'm glad it is, because I guess trying to pull a quick one on Chris, but Chris thinks about stuff. Chris tries not to let that stuff happen. I've done too many jobs where something like this happens and I don't realize it until I get here, and I'm like, well, I'm already here. Am I gonna increase the price $100 and then potentially lose the whole thing? You know? But you can't think like that, because then you're just always gonna get taken advantage of. Even if you're taking advantage of yourself. People may not even intentionally do it, but in your mind, you're like, oh, like I already know they're gonna think this way. You don't know that. You're the service, step up. That's what I try to do. So my helper should be in a few minutes, and we are gonna start banging stuff out. Work on the table first, get it on the mattress bar since we don't have anything else we really need for that. I'll bring the couches out the front door on the hand trucks, and most of the things are in the garage. We have 2 brute trash cans we will use for small stuff. I'm gonna leave behind like light bulbs and anything that's like really related to house stuff. And they're closing on us tomorrow. So that's pretty much it. We don't have to go upstairs, not that there is much up there to begin with, but there is a marble slab up there, which wasn't even in the original estimate. I guess it came off a dresser maybe. I don't know. before we jump into the time lapse of the job, I do want to show you something that we started doing a couple of months ago, where if we're parked at somebody's house and we're blocking the driveway next to us, even if we're not blocking it all the way, but just a little, here's what we've been doing. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Sorry to bother you. We're working next door, so I'm kind of in front of your driveway if you need to move. If I'm not outside, if you can just call me, I can move for you.
Okay. All right, no problem. My
Sorry.
husband should be home for a little while. And
Okay.
Yeah, you should be okay. If I need to get out, I can still get out.
All right, thank you so much. Have a good day. That was a trick we used to use at the moving company. They had sticky notes they would put on people's cars with the logo. No phone number. They told us to write our phone number. I never wrote my phone number. But we would put sticky notes on cars we were blocking at like apartment complexes. So when they come out and there's a big ass moving truck blocking them when they have to leave for work, they could call us and say, hey, I need to leave. We've got so many bad reviews. The company did, not me. They got bad reviews. Like this one guy was like, this moving truck is blocking me and I need to leave for work. I'm already late. Your fault, sir. I'm calling the cops. This is outrageous. I would never use this company. And I was like, dude, we're right next door to you. Like, just come tell us to move. It takes us like 2 minutes. It's annoying, but you know, I get it. And yeah, so I'm not gonna do all that. But what we did instead was we started just going to the house, which is also annoying and people think we're soliciting until they find out we're not. And we're like, hey, we're working next door. Just trying to be polite here and courteous, you know. Here's our card in case you don't see us working, you know, and just give us a call. We'll come out, we'll move for you, no problems, you know. And our hopes is that now she has my business card and she's a neighbor. So whether we have to move for them or not, that doesn't matter. She has our card. So maybe a month from now, she'll say, hey, so I never used you guys, but you did work for my neighbor. You gave me a card and said that if I need to move out of my driveway to, you guys to move your vehicle, I have a couch. Can you guys pick that up? That's our hope. We'll see. Take us 2 minutes. At the end of the day, it's being courteous because nobody wants to walk outside and see a truck blocking their driveway. You know, it's annoying, but I don't have anywhere to park. So I have to do something. So anyways, our helper should be here soon. Actually, I think he is here. Right on time. Good job, Mike.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this.
If you have a curb ramp and you have a high drop, especially granite or tile, I suggest you put it down with heavier items. Is it attached and it's just loose? Huh? Is it attached and it's just loose?
Nice gold mirror.
Yeah.
So pick it up flat and flip it. You got it? Yep. Maybe put your foot on it. There's one I let go. See what's downstairs.
So you didn't see, but we have a curb ramp here, and the reason why is when you have dollies and hand trucks and really heavy pieces, just in general, honestly, but especially with heavy pieces, these kind of lips can chip. You can already see a really small one here. I took a picture when I got here. They're probably not gonna notice that anyways, but I didn't want to make it worse, so I took a picture just in case. I don't complain for it. But edges like this, especially if it overhangs just a little, they're so easy to crack and break with the dollies and the hand trucks, especially something heavy like that. This is probably 6-7 inches up. So if we were to go out with the mattress bars and that heavy piece, and at any point the clash from the wood from the dolly smacks this, it could easily crack it and chip it. So just small details. I mean, a curb ramp in general should be good to keep. You can get like a little bifold aluminum one on Amazon for, you know, 30-40 bucks. They're just good to have in general, but I would definitely get one for things like that. Or if you have like a sunken floor in a house, that way you don't have to worry about dolling everything up or using a hand truck for everything. I use it mainly for my trailer ramps. That little edge makes a big difference. All right, that is everything in here. The only things we left behind is things that are more common to leave behind, like any kind of Xfinity or Fission or anything like that. If it's just the remote and there's no TVs, I'll take it. But if it's like has the whole plug-in, because usually you have to return those. And if you don't, like it's something anyone can just grab and throw away. So we just leave them just in case, especially at Senior Link facilities. It's huge there. That's where I initially got that from. But everything is done. Garage is done. I didn't take the baseboards up on the ceiling because I am confident those weren't supposed to go from before. I left behind the propane tank because we don't take those. And I left behind this bag of mortar because I just don't usually touch those unless specifically requested. All the cabinets are empty. I went ahead and emptied out the recycle bins just because they're closing tomorrow, just less for them to see. All the cabinets are empty, and that's pretty much everything. So, lock all the doors, lock up, put the key back where I found it, take a picture of the locked door with the deadbolt across and where I put the key back, just so nobody ever says, hey, you didn't do this. I'm like, yes, I did. Here's a picture. What happened after that is not my fault. So we're gonna head out. I quoted pretty much a load in the 1/8, and I would say it's about a load in the 1/8. I'll tell you that in a second. All right, that's everything. Took about an hour and a half. I'm gonna chop off a couple things of donation, like the chairs and stuff. Not the table, fuck the table. I'll chop off the chairs, oh, they're nice. And this is the stuff that we have the auctioneer buying. Not the table, but the little pedestal and that little stone thing over there, keeping that stuff. Pretty cool gamer chair. Only has one imperfection on it. The mirror probably throw up on Facebook for like 40-50 bucks. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of everything, go drop off the trailer. That is it for today, but we got stuff to do at home because we cannot do anything apparently. The neighbor never had to call me to move, so now she just has my business card, and she might have thrown it away. That's okay. Why? Because we get 1,000 of them for $38 on UZ Marketing. The cheapest. The cheapest. So giving away a couple of these, it might get tossed. Not a problem. Unlike Vistaprint, when I first started, I was so cheap. I would make flyers on Microsoft Document and then print them out and sit there and hand cut them one by one. Well, I would stack up the sheets, but I used to do that because I didn't want to spend the 40 or 50 bucks plus shipping on material. And Vistaprint was all I knew about. And I believe it's 500 business cards for like $63 or something like that. And then I wanted them to be nice. So my fault, but I wanted them to be nice. So I would get them like matte and kind of cardstocky thick with rounded corners. You know, I really liked them back then. But using marketing, double for half the price, you cannot beat it. Still looks pretty nice. It all just comes down to how you design it, of course. And then door hangers, yard signs, truck signage. The signage I have on the trailer that has my information on it, that came from there. I think that was like $43 for each sign, and that's a 4x8. So that's pretty cool. Much cheaper than getting anything else done. And then you can get promotional material, just all kinds of stuff. Flyers, EDM. Pretty cool website. It's like the Harbor Freight of promotional material. You got a lot of interesting stuff, and it's cheap without being too bad a quality. Who else loves Harbor Freight? That's a great store to go in. It's hard to go in there and not buy stuff. I tell Tanya that all the time. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go to Harbor Freight. I have stuff in my head that I've been keeping an eye out for. So if I buy something, it's not impulse. Sometimes it is, but she doesn't know that. Espresso's still cold. So we're gonna go drop this off because we're kind of halfway to the dump anyways. I'll just set aside donations and hopefully it doesn't rain, because then everything gets ruined and we have to throw it out anyways. So that's gonna be it for today. Luckily my helper was available. If I had to do that table with Tanya, what I was thinking in my head originally was I've moved a table of similar weight by myself in the past. I didn't like doing it, but I did it, and I did it in a careful way. I basically took the couch cushions and laid them down on one side and then put them in the middle, similar setup for the two podiums. And I basically just moved it little by little like I do with a China table hutch, where I'll pull it around and then sit it down and then rotate it onto a dolly. I did that with the mattress bars by myself with a really heavy marble table once. Very sketchy. I ended up not needing to use the cushions. It worked out well, but it was very sketchy the whole time. Basically, I just laid down cushions all around it, and I lifted one side, spinned it carefully, set it down on the cushion, so like it's kind of balancing like this now with the podium here. And then I went to the other side, grabbed it, set it down on the whatever I had sitting there, and then I brought my dolly over and I kind of just probably blew out my back doing it. But I'm still here. I actually think I was okay, just heavy piece. Sometimes you just gotta be careful but know what you're doing and you're usually okay. So that is it. But yeah, just speed wise, having him help me was good. We got done in pretty much an hour and a half, so not too shabby. He took home a couple of like tools and knickknacks for the house. I took a couple of small things and some stuff for the auctioneer, and we're gonna, I think, drop that all off tomorrow from the last job we did, the storage job. We have some other stuff from a different job plus this, so all in all should be a few things to kind of get a return on within a month or two. We don't get returns right away, it's not like consignment, but pretty cool.